Hello, it's Tuesday, April the 13th, and we are looking together at the prophecy of Isaiah, and we're today in the second half of chapter 5, and these first 5 chapters form a kind of preface to the prophecy. And yesterday we were looking at the opening section, verses 1 to 7, the love song of the vineyard, and God looking for fruit and finding none. And now, in the second half, the consequences for that lack of fruit. And it's a series of woes. And he begins, woe to those who join house to house, who add field to field, until there is no more room, and you are made to dwell alone in the midst of the land. So folk striving after possessions. Verse 11, woe to those who rise early in the morning, that they may run after strong drink, who tarry late into the evening as wine inflames them, so running after pleasures. Verse 19, who say, let me be quick, let him speed his work that we may see it. Let the counsel of the Holy One of Israel draw near, and let it come that we may know it. And this is a worldview here. Woe to those who draw, verse 18, who draw iniquity with cords of falsehood, who draw sin as with cart ropes, who say, let him be quick, let him speed his work that he may see it, and so on. So a worldview without God. Verse 20 talks about ethics. They call evil good and good evil. Verse 21, woe to those who are wise in their own eyes, who exalt themselves. Verse 22, woe to those who are heroes at drinking wine and valiant men in mixing strong drink, a frivolous sort of lifestyle. And verse 23, who acquit the guilty for a bribe and deprive the innocent of his right. The collapse of the judicial system. And you may be thinking as you read this that Isaiah was talking about the United States in 2021, because these are the prevalent sins of our time. But no, he's actually talking about Israel in the 8th century BC. And what happens to a society, what happens to God's people if they reject him. And he says in verse 30, they will growl over it on that day like the growling of the sea. And if one looks to the land, behold, darkness and distress, and the light is darkened by its clouds. God, as it were, turns the light off, and judgment is coming. And that judgment came in the form of Babylon and the exile, 150 years into the prophet's future. But as you read the second half of Isaiah chapter 5, you may well see and hear things that are very, very prevalent in our own times. Well, that's the second half of Isaiah chapter 5. Tomorrow we will be in the famous chapter 6. Have a wonderful day.